I'm really grateful having the opportunity of explaining my ideas about pedagogy when it comes to boys and girls, and how we in the Hjalli-model, how we are working with our special gender-based curriculum. Well, it all started 24 years ago. I was asked to be a director for a new kindergarten, and I decided to try everything that I could imagine that might help the kindergartens that were striving, not finding solutions, especially when it came to boys and girls, how the tension, how behavior problems and lack of discipline was almost destroying many of Icelandic kindergartens. So I decided I will do whatever I think is best. And I had seen again and again and again that boys and girls together at the same time, with the same project, with the same teacher, with the same everything, didn't give the same right. And I saw the tension, as I said before. So, if mixing the gender together was not working, the solution might be taking them apart. And in the rearview mirror, now I can say to you, from this one kindergarten, we are now running our own 17 institutions in Iceland, all based on the first ideology of single-sex departments in both kindergartens and schools. We are working with our gender curriculum. We are having our special emphasis on democracy and self-organizing groups, etc., etc. We are working with open-ended material creation. But today, my focus will be on gender. We are having 12 kindergartens, 15 primary schools, and 1 elementary school. So we are doing something right. Our gender understanding, of course, is a basis for everything. I'm quite sure in the mixed settings that we are having in the whole school system, we are seeing direct discrimination based on sex. Boys and girls, they are not getting the same world in kindergartens and schools. From now on, I will just say schools, because in Icelandic, then I'm referring both to kindergartens and schools. So in schools, they're not getting the same experience, they're not getting the same challenges, they're not getting the same attention, they're not getting the same of anything. The girls, they are having, they are addressed as girls. You are so great, you are always behaving so well, you are so perfect, girls. While the boys get individual attention, it's John and Peter, and they are not so great. If you haven't noticed, no. They're getting all the attention, but more or less it's negative. So the girls, they are walking through the whole school system, learning that they are not as important as the boys, but they are behaving, they can get good grades and so on and so on. But the boys, they will learn we are important, but they are losing their educational self-image. A lot of them, they stop believing in themselves. Secondly, we are seeing how both girls and boys are coming into the schools and how they are having monopoly on their old gender stereotypical roles. The girls, they are coming in, they are looking at mostly female teachers. They know how to behave. They know from the age of 18 months how girls are supposed to talk and be. Look in the media. See all the material for kids. The society does really teach them how girls shall behave. And the boys, they are also looking at the society, and they know how a boy are supposed to behave. And when we are putting them together, boys are looking at girls not to learn from them. No. It's like a reversed mirror. They are looking at the girls to see how I am not supposed to behave. What kind of interest I'm not supposed to show. Because they are going to be boys and men. And vice versa with the girls. They are looking at the boys are taking space, they are raising their voice and so on. So the girls, they just back off and think, oh my God, no. I'm not going to be like the boys. So they are still practicing their old gender roles. And thirdly, we are having gender differences that we cannot deny anymore. We see that girls are developing different parts of the brain on a different time than boys. And boys, they are much better in taking initiative, being independent and so on than girls at the age of 6. I mean, they are developing different things at different times. And we have to accept that. Of course, we are having a lot of research on the brain in America these days. And therefore, in America, they are saying, well, boys are like this and girls are like this. But then I'm saying, think about the experience we are giving to kids. Because if we are giving the girls always the female experience, the brain will develop as a result of that, and vice versa. Please do something if you understand what I'm talking about. A little nick would be nice. So I can see that you are understanding my English and you are still alive. So the question of nature or nurture, I don't think it's so exciting to talk about it. And I don't believe that women are coming from Venus and men from Mars. I think we are mainly coming from planet Earth. But we are having some kind of differences that we have to address. So, what shall we do? Try to segregate the sexes, work with single-sex departments, single-sex classes. That's something that you can understand that we are trying to do. But that's not enough. In Europe and in America, people are doing a lot of researches and they are experimenting by using single-sex settings. That's not enough. It's more to it than that. Now I'm talking from my 24 years of experience. We in the Hjalli-model, we say, okay, split them up, and you will get a lot of automatic gain, so to say. The girls will get the same attention as the boys, and they will all have the same space, and they will have their own teachers and so on. Yes. But then you have to work your own curriculum. When you are really analyzing and understanding what girls need and what boys need. That's our curriculum, and we are fighting the weaknesses of both cultures, and we are giving them compensation for everything that they haven't got in their upbringing because of their sex. And thirdly, we have to teach boys and girls to interact. We have to teach them how to talk to each other, how to show respect, how to grow friendship. We have to do it because, like with everything, if we do not train it, it will not be there. In mixed settings, it's not trained and it's not there, the respect and the friendship. And often in single-sex settings, it's not there, and then we have a problem again. If we are not giving them compensation, if we are accepting the boys' culture, we will have what I call the blue haze. I suppose you know what I mean. Breaking rules, too much competition, boys winning, boys losing, etc. And the pink haze in all girls group can easily be to this soft and hidden violence that girls and women can show each other. We girls and women, we are not more noble than men. Some of us do think so, but sorry to say, I bring you bad news. We are not. We just show it with our pink haze instead of the blue haze. So, what are we doing in our curriculum, the Hjalli-model? We are working with social skills, and I will go really fast now. We have a special system, and we have a special part of school years, every school year devoted to social skills. We are teaching our kids discipline. We are working with school uniforms. We are working with visual instructions, and so on and so on. And for the girls, showing discipline, really good behavior, and so on, no problem. For the boys, a little bit harder. But they don't have to worry because they are not seeing the girls in their perfect mode. They are good just as they are. We are teaching them cooperation. We are teaching and training helpfulness. We are working on increased solidarity and trying to reduce the negative sides of competition. We work with them from the age of 18 months. And in a mixed setting, a big girl would be doing this. But in all boys settings, of course, they can show that they are kind, nice also. And my favorite, teaching our boys, and that's maybe the most important lesson in math. 1 + 1 can be more than 2. Open-ended material to decrease competition. We are never with this traditional toys and so on, always with open-ended material that you can use however you want to use it. That's also for creation, etc. And thirdly, talking about social skills, we are training intimacy. And again, I say, you can teach, you can train, you just have to do it. So from the very early age, training intimacy, dare to teach your friend, comfort your friend, and for the big kids, continue taking care of small kids, and not only the girls, the boys are doing it as well, and they love it. Secondly, we are training individual skills in our special curriculum on a special time of each school year over and over again. We are teaching independence. How can we teach kids to become masters of their own life? We have a lot of technique. I am just giving really few examples. They are making choices every day. From the age of 18 months, they know exactly what they want to do. They are making choices every day because that's their life, and we are training them to find out, what do I want? Not only doing as a teacher is saying. Creating own solutions, making their own textbooks, etc., etc. We are not giving them the regular textbooks. They're making their own things. Also, the small kids, we can all make our own things. We do not need to go into the shop and buy something. We can make it. And we are using iPads for all our kids from 10 years old. They're having each and every one an iPad for individual learning. And we are training positivity. We are teaching joy. I was so happy after a few years of thinking about training joy, how you could train joy. And I had a solution. Just do something entertaining. Don't you think it's brilliant? I think it's brilliant. It took me a few years. So please not. Teach especially the girls to be open-minded, to say what they are meaning, teach kids to break the norms, open their mind, do something new. You know, why paint on a paper? And then we are training courage. We are training our girls. The boys are not so afraid as the girls, but training them that they might get hurt, as we can in life. But then we will just put on our smile and continue. We train mistakes. And the boys, they are training wearing in pink. That's really a training and courage for them. But the third point you have to do when you're thinking about single-self settings, yes, I'm almost there. They have to meet every day. They have to train respect. They have to train friendship. And we can do it if you start early enough. Just with different projects and so on, depends on age, but continue being friends. I mean, we are talking about boys and girls. The majority of them, 90%, will choose a life partner from the opposite sex. And we want a society where people can live together, work together, play together without paying a high toll for their gender, for their sex. So our single-self settings, that's a goal to a mixed society. Thank you.